Ms. Spiegel?
I like this. I got all the guys on my side.
Nicole? It's Nicole and Renee? Yeah, okay. Be cool. All right. Everybody good? All right. Good morning, everyone. So, first I want to say thank you to my friends here and everybody on this partnership that you guys are going to hear about. Another great example of so many people working together to address a concern or a problem. So if I wanted to make sure I get this out of the way at the very beginning. Thank you to Bettendorf and Scott County. I'll say it again, to Family Resources, to United Way, to our Sheriff's Department, our Police Department, our city staff, everybody. Partnerships, teamwork, and collaboration is the key to things, and another great example of this community coming together. So with that, special thanks to Renee Gilliman of United Way and Nicole Durbin from Family Resources. So folks, over the past 3 years, our community has been having many conversations regarding youth and family support and how to keep youth from entering our juvenile justice system. As a community, we know that preventative programming is essential to ensuring the well-being of youth and their families, and it's crucial to the well-being of our community. As a result of these conversations, leaders from all walks of life, variety of different backgrounds, have been working collaboratively together to bring a concept of a youth assessment program to Scott County. These folks are leading by example. The Youth Assessment Program is a service that allows families in Scott County to easily access supportive resources that help children overcome challenges so they thrive and succeed from birth through childhood. The YAP, eases the challenges of navigating support services for families and delivers purposeful results for children. Let me be clear here and let me say something. This is to keep folks out of the JDC. All right, let's be clear on that. The City of Davenport and the Davenport City Council have been instrumental working with our partners in moving the youth assessment program from concept to reality. I want to especially thank the City Council members who have committed over $1 million in funding to the youth assessment program. In addition, a special thanks and appreciation goes to my friend Mayor Gallagher and Chairman Beck, right here, and their respective elective bodies. They have shown great support for this youth assessment program. And today I'm happy also to announce that in addition to Davenport, Bettendorf, and Scott County, funding commitments to the YAP, the John Deere Foundation has stepped up boldly with a commitment of $500,000 as a first private sector investment in the YAP. John Deere has been a long-time leader in our community, philanthropically, with their generous support for youth and families who need and deserve a simple change to improve their lives. With John Deere's commitment and with the support of our local elected leaders and private nonprofit entities like Family Resources and the United Way, we've now secured nearly 5 years' worth of seed funding for the Youth Assessment Program. As you'll hear in a moment, the Youth Assessment Center will be launched in our community shortly, and I'm so proud of our community for bringing this important service to reality in order to best serve youth and their families. I'm also very proud personally of our staff, Ms. Spiegel, Sarah Ott, for working behind the scenes, as most things do happen. It's because of the work from people like them that do the work behind the scenes. So, on behalf of the City of Davenport, I thank our partners. I thank everyone here for being committed, being dedicated to this effort, and here we are announcing that through public-private partnerships, this is happening. So, I'd like to introduce my friend from Bettendorf, Mayor Gallagher. Mayor.
On behalf of the City of Bettendorf, it's an honor to be here, part of this coalition to hopefully bring change to the community. As the Mayor pointed out, it's a great example of how we continue to work together to solve community-wide problems, and this is just one of those on which we are working. I'd like to say a special thank you to Chief Kimball, who's been on the group working through these issues and coming up with solutions from day one, and we really appreciate our City Administrator, Dr. Planas, here as well. These are folks who support this initiative with their law enforcement background. And on behalf of the folks of Bettendorf, we're here to be a partner. We're committed to helping make change in this community and working with the partners standing behind us. Thank you.
And now, our wonderful chairman from Scott County, Mr. Beck.
A community assessment program has been discussed and evaluated for several years as a means to coordinate early intervention, comprehensive assessments, and improve access to services for juveniles. Scott County thanks the past and current staff, elected officials, and those members of our community for their tireless efforts and support of the program. I'm excited today to be part of the initial phase of the community-based youth assessment program. Scott County is pleased and committed to be part of this public-private partnership to bring youth assessment services to our community. We're excited also to be looking forward to be part of a public-private partnership that provides long-term sustainable funding to continue providing these services well into the future. As it's been mentioned before, we're a stronger community when we work together, and this is merely one of those many examples. Thank you.
And now, like I talked about, folks who stepped up and decided we're going to help with this and do a lot of the work. Renee Gellerman, President CEO of United Way, who's been instrumental in getting this to happen. Renee.
Especially through the last year, our kids have had to shoulder insurmountable changes. Many people, from mothers and fathers to business leaders to faith members to community servants, throughout our region have had the same conversation. They're asking, how can we get our young people back on track in school and life and prevent the escalation of juvenile crime in our region? I recently met a teenager by the name of Jeremy, who had gotten off track in school during COVID and been caught inside a stolen car. This young boy was filled with tears, loss, regret, and fear while he told me what happened and shared the details of his life. While I listened to his story, I recognized that his most impressionable years were sacrificed partly because he wasn't exposed to a different path. Exposing our young people to options that challenge their current realities can change everything for the individual and our community. That's what the Youth Assessment Program is designed to do, exposing our young people to options, positive people, and productive opportunities. United Way is honored to serve as the partner and a fiscal agent for the Youth Assessment Program. This comprehensive, holistic care initiative will focus on creating uplifting opportunities, early interventions to avoid crises, and empower kids with a broader awareness of their options to create a safe, happy, and successful life for themselves. The Youth Assessment Program approach is interconnected and interdependent. With a plethora of agency services and individual counseling, support and resources will be wrapped around not only the youth, but also families. An important approach because too often parents aren't sure how to navigate finding the right help for their child. Our role as a fiscal agent has been to help facilitate, plan, and execute a robust RFP process that selected Family Resources as the service provider of the Youth Assessment Program. Going forward, United Way will collect, analyze, and report outcome data, support a community awareness campaign, facilitate connections when needed, and report to Quad City residents on the progress and successes of the YAP. But we will need to be patient and take the long view. This is not a silver bullet or an overnight solution, but we can and must celebrate the small and big wins along the way. The upward trajectory of a community requires the upward trajectory of its youth. That's because today's youth are tomorrow's parents, workers, leaders, and community advocates. I want to publicly thank John Deere, its foundation, and the public sector partners for demonstrating a willingness to invest in new, innovative, collaborative solutions to big community challenges. And importantly, thank them for continuing a commitment to support multiple interventions and prevention efforts that are needed to address systemic issues that keep too many of our young people from living their best life. And finally, thank you to Family Resources for their leadership and commitment. Their qualified and professional team has proven their ability in this area and is dedicated to supporting families to help build a strong community, which makes their organization the ideal fit for this program. With that, I'll turn the podium over to Nicole Sisney-Durbin, the CEO of Family Resources and the selected service provider of our youth assessment program.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, everyone who's up here. Thank you all for being here. Family Resources is honored to be partnering with the cities, the county, and John Deere to carry out our mission of supporting successful lives to build strong communities through the provision of the Youth Assessment Program. Partnership is one of our values, and I cannot think of a better example of partnership than what we have accomplished today with the Youth Assessment Program. Not only did it take true partnership to secure funding for the Youth Assessment Program, but it will take partnership to ensure we are able to wrap services around youth and families who are in need. Family Resources cannot do this and will not do this alone. It will take all of us to ensure the success of the YAP as well as the success of the youth and families who access the program. The YAP is a judgment-free, safe, and caring access point to physical, mental, and behavioral services for children from birth to adulthood. No problem or concern is too small for the Youth Assessment Program, and making the call will help assure connections to people and resources focused on the health, happiness, and ongoing success for every youth in our community. It is meant to be an early intervention that provides support and services on an ongoing basis for families who may be struggling. All Scott County families, regardless of race, income, and age, can access the YAP. It is a no-cost service that is comprehensive and will provide holistic care that focuses on early intervention to avoid crises. We know that when we help youth and families before a crisis occurs, we have better outcomes. The YAP is not a physical facility where youth and families receive service. Instead, think of the YAP as a referral source and community hub for connecting families to agencies and services, as well as coordinating ongoing supports. This is another example of partnership. We have a robust community of social service organizations, as well as other support networks in our community. When a youth and family access the YAP, we will rely upon this network to help wrap services around that youth in order to provide the right amount of support at the right time to ensure they are successful. Family Resources is currently in the process of interviewing and hiring the YAP team. We are ensuring that the YAP assessor and care coordinators are representative of the communities that we serve. We will begin taking referrals after Labor Day. Scott County families or referring individuals can call 563-326-6431 24/7, 365 days a week, and a qualified caring YAP assessor will be in touch within 1 hour to start a meaningful conversation and initiate the assessment process. Following assessment, YAP professionals will help families build a care plan, which can range from therapy, medical, and medication management, basic needs, to behavioral health intervention by connecting the youth and family with community-based support systems and natural supports. Family Resources has been around for over 170 years. And because of our longevity and adaptability to meet the ever-changing needs of our community, we are well positioned to help build bridges to success for families. We look forward to this next chapter in our history and meeting our community's needs through the Youth Assessment Program. And now I will turn it back over to Mayor Mattson. Oh, there you are.
Oh, good. So thank you, everyone, again. So I guess we'll, if anybody has any questions, I just want to say again, thank you to everyone here. Thank you, everyone in the back. Ryan, good to see you. Ryan Sadler, thank you for everything you do. So if that, we'll take questions. I'll kind of maneuver them if I need. Mr. Mullen?
What do you project the yearly budget to be then? What are we looking at costs on a yearly basis?
Sure. So the original budget that we have put together is around $270,000 for the first year, and we anticipate serving about 300 families.
And what did you base that projection on? 300 families?
We based it on the team of 1 assessor and 2 care coordinators, and that's really a team of 3 who can handle that many assessments and care coordination throughout the year.
Now, will children be referred then to family resources also?
They can be, but like I said, there is a robust network of community services and other supports outside of, social service agencies. You have your faith-based, you have your WISE. There's lots of things that families need in order to be successful. So all of those services will be accessed. But what we know to be true is that families, when they access services, can find it complicated in this community. It's not that we don't have the services, it's that the network is sometimes really hard for them to manage. And what this does is assess and then navigate all of the complex resources that we have, and it's that one point person for that family so that they can easily maneuver all of the resources and be successful.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Is the Youth Assessment Center at all connected to the JDC house cell?
Okay, so that's a question I get a lot. The Youth Assessment Center's job is to keep folks out of the JDC. Preventative, yes, ma'am.
And where will it be located?
So Family Resources is the entity, but it's going to be go-out service, not come-to service, if you want to add.
Yeah, so it's not a facility, right? And after COVID, we all know that facility-based services really need to go out to the community and meet the community's needs, meet families where they're at. So think of it as if you need a service, we can come to your home, we can go to your school, we will co-locate wherever we need to, meaning we'll meet you at the school, at your healthcare clinic, wherever it is that they need us, we'll respond and we'll start the assessment process. I anticipate a lot of it will happen where the family is most comfortable, and that's what we need to do is empower the families to decide where they want those services to start to create that trusting relationship.
I'll just add to that, we heard a lot of that during the discussion of physical facility. That's where kind of I was at the very beginning, but through many conversations with many different groups, the important part was to go where the need is, to go where the child is, to go where the family is. And that's why it's so important, and we all work to get that piece in play. Sir, you have one more? Yeah.
In terms of referrals, can the child, teenager be referred by like the Davenport Police Department or the Scott County Sheriff's Department?
Yeah.
Can
Of course.
intervention start once there's a violation or?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys being here. And again, thanks to all the partnerships, collaborations, and teamwork that have made this happen. Appreciate it. I'll just go down the line here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.